All right. Good morning. Good morning. How's it going? KT, you out there? KT, did you see Danny T made a $1,000 check too over the weekend? All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's take a look at the big board, see what's happening. Before I do that, I got to drop this in quickly. All futures trading contains a substantial amount of risk. It's not for every investor. An investor could lose potentially more or all their initial investment. Please reach out to a licensed financial advisor before trading. Me or my team, we're not licensed financial advisors. So please reach out to one before you go ahead and jump in the ring here. All right, let's take a look and see what's happening. Oh, Rory Powers had a good episode, huh? Let's see. All right, so look at Danny T. How about that, huh? Dan Tomaselli, way to go, Dan. Proud of you. What a great week. So we'll reset that today and get the leaderboard cleared out so that we can have new people jump in. We've got the Right Line Funding Challenge going on. I want to take someone, see if they can get that $10,000 bill on us. I'd love to see someone climb that leaderboard. We've done it before. We've seen it hit 10,000 before in a session, so it's doable. It's not easy. It's not easy by any stretch. KT, you had a $6,000 trade, didn't you? Put it in here. I saw that. Let me see. Was it 6,000 or was it 4,300 maybe? When you can drop that in here, I that was quite the trade. Saw that thing. You held that for a while. Here we go. So we had Dan Tomaselli. He pulled in a couple of whoppers last week. Just to give a little heads up, I always say that I'll share the sort of the winning nugget there of what went down, so others can potentially use that as opportunity. Dan, his biggest day was I think 2750. So he had one super good day. The rest of them he pulled in a lot like $1,000, probably 3 or 4 days, and then a few smaller days. But he traded probably, and I'll drop it into Discord too later. But I think he had about 6 to 10 trades, if not more. So he traded a lot. Dan's a heck of a trader. Way to go, Dan. All right. So let's see what we're doing today. So we've got the leapfrog is going off here in front of me again today. This was going on Friday as well. So let's take a look at this bad boy do its thing here. The old leapfrog. So I'm looking at the NQ and the ES on the futures. Aha. Loose one. I was setting that up with the trade copier here, ETP, and I'm not sure I got crossed up somewhere. Taking a look at my account, see who's in trades right now. We'll take a look at the NQ, see if we can see any. What happened? Let me start over. Looks like I got a couple loose ones here. Oh, I know. I added my live account, so I was trading on it on my upstairs, my R&D machine, and I moved it down. And maybe when I started that, it closed out the other our stops and targets. So that's something to be aware of, maybe. So I just flattened everything. I like to go look at the positions to make sure that I don't have any hanging positions here, and then I cruise out to the strategies tab again and Control A and enable this bad boy again. If it's your first time joining us, I'm Mark Miller, the owner of Right Line Trading. So we have we have software that we develop, my team here, and we're working on right now the NinjaTrader 8 platform. So we've got some strategies that we've developed over the years here, and we've got them running in the live market today. So we've got a lot of action going on. This is the outcome of a few of our strategies. We have losing bots too. We have a number of strategies in trading right now. Looks like my golden nugget is my loser today. So that was doing good on Friday. We had a nice run in gold last week. So I was going to keep my eye on this one today and maybe make some trades here today, but it looks like it's not doing well. So I usually just set those on the sidelines. I don't mess with them on the days that they're not doing well. I tend to try to look up and see what's happening here. So we've got the leapfrog doing really well. That means the market's doing good for it. So I'm gonna go use the leapfrog. Oh, leapfrog, where you at? Here we are. All right, you guys getting any trades in today so far? I hit a couple of trades early. Market's been really moving nicely for us today. Had the ES just go straight up. So had the ES 8U scalper early on the other machine take me a nice ride up. ES scalper. That's Rue's favorite. Rue, you out there? If you guys are new here, let me know who you are. I'm Mark Miller, owner Right Line Trading. So we've got software, like I mentioned, that we develop on NinjaTrader 8 platform. And I got Sergio working behind the scenes right now, hopefully pulling a rabbit out of his hat today. He said he's going to try to get me the workaround to get rid of kinetic. So we've built another indicator, and very similar to what Savvy and RJ worked out there. RJ dropped it in our Discord for us. Thank you, RJ. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, let me share it real quick where it's at. RJ did some research, and he's been slaying the dragon here for us. RJ pulled out a little bit of information. He was, working with Savvy, and those guys were going back and forth. And Savvy's been trading for probably, I don't know, he'd have to ask him. I'd say over 10 years, probably over 20, but I don't know that. But anyways, he's a really good trader. He really, helps out David Wise on our options trades. But those guys are in the business a long time, longer than me. So I take their advice, and so did RJ here, and he's been running with it. And what it is, these are the market internals, and just like Kinetic was providing for us for our iBots, this data, it's available now through Schwab. So we've got Sergio here working behind the scenes, trying to go grab all these data stacks and bring them into our software, and then create an indicator for it. So our RLT market internals coming up hopefully real soon, so that we can bypass Kinetic. They did a rug pull on us. I had 4 accounts with them, and I had everything on auto pay, but then all of a sudden they sent me into collections because they lost track of invoices. And I said, no, that's not the way I would treat our customers. So I canceled them. So we're going to figure out a workaround. So if you're using Kinetic, we hope to have you a cost reduction here real soon. The new service that I had to get those internals through Schwab was I think it's $10 right now, but they said that it was going up to 20. So instead of 85, it'll be a $20 bill. So $60 cost reduction a month, which is nice. I wasn't looking for it, but I'm glad. No, for me, that's 240. That's serious. I mean, even 60 is good, but shoot, 240 gets to be a lot of savings. So, but anyway, hope to get that to you guys real soon. All right, Sonia, welcome aboard. So I bought all this software off this guy a couple years ago. He had been running it for about when I bought it. He had been like on YouTube, for example. He was on YouTube in 2011. So I guess that's 16 years now. So we've been developing this trading software for 16 years, which is pretty awesome. So anyways, a lot of trial and error, let's say, right? Which is how I've solved a ton of problems in my life. I was an engineer before I bought this business, and worked my way through the corporate life, and was doing a lot of project management of major acquisitions that we were doing at the time. So I thought, man, why don't I just do an acquisition? Shit, let's go. You make a ton of money in those acquisitions, maybe. So anyways, bought this business, and been trying to develop it ever since. And that's what we're doing here. So we've got the bots in overdrive. I run them on my live account, run them on my prop accounts. I own a prop firm, so we've got right line funding. If you want to buy some accounts and jump in the ring here and go for your strategy and see what kind of results you get, we've got some opportunities to jump in the ring and learn how to trade. Right now, we've got this one's a little more advanced, but this is the Profit King Challenge. So for a $50 opportunity, you could pull in, if you pulled in 10 grand here on any of the futures markets here, we would give you a $500 bill tonight, each account, allowing 5 accounts. So I told Rory, man, I hope someone doesn't get like 10 on me and I owe them like 5 grand, So we had to limit it to 5 just in case someone pulls a rabbit out of the hat, which is possible. I play a lot of golf, and I work with sponsors of JDRF. I don't know if you guys know Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, but we had a fund at my last employer where we put on a golf tournament every year, and I was always in charge of the hole in one. And so that's my style, is try to come up with some cool challenges. That's what I like. I always like to try. I was always like the longest drive. That was my favorite, always. So my team always called me the one trick pony. At least I had one. Couldn't chip very well, but I could drive a golf ball out there. All right, come on, baby. Leapfrog drone, still on the move. Boy, this ES trade, I thought for sure it was over right here. I thought for sure it was over here. Boom, gave up on it. But it's got more room. This ES trade's got more room here. Wow. Good day to click the all long button. We do give you that option in your strategy parameters that you can take all long trades if you have a real bias for the market. Anybody who studied markets over the years know they go up. That's the natural progression for the stock markets here. The ones that we trade is to, eventually go up, or then we go down in, recessions and all other stuff like that. But so the predominant movement is up over the long term. But as we know, as traders in the futures, you can take a dive quickly, even though we're going up. Look how many times we went down. just about as much. Like, it's really hard to tell that you didn't just go straight up. That's the game we play, though. We go with probabilities here. That's why we've built these bots over years, is the probability that this strategy, if these technicals, again, all this stuff is technical here, full technical setups. That's all it's looking at, is all these indicators here behind the scenes, trying to put the puzzle pieces together. And if all the pieces don't fit, it won't do much. Yeah, Sonia, that's our 50 moving average, exactly. The solid line is what she was wondering. This is our 50. So, and then the dashed one that kind of hangs a little closer to price is our 15. So we use a 15 and a 50 here. Those are our two trend lines. And then I use the VWAP over on the ES, and that's the big yellow dashed line. So in our strategy parameters, you can check a box that just says you only want trades above the VWAP or only below the VWAP. So you kind of have those options of looking at alignment of the technicals here. And then the thing that to me is priceless is the results of the past. Now, we both know, whoever's looking out there at me, that these don't always match tomorrow, right? But all I know is they match right now and matched, a few minutes ago. So that's all we can do as traders, is try to pick the strategy that is the most successful. So that's where I've gravitated towards this leaderboard and said, shoot, who's doing good now? That's where I want to focus. So that's what we try to focus on. We got this couple of them here, this leapfrog. We're looking at the leapfrog drone now on the right on the NQ, one of our favorites. It looks like I got the one-day pass cranked in again. ES one-day pass. Another big trade here. Running 10 contracts on the ES. It's one of the fan favorites. ESODP, one-day pass. Why we call it the one-day pass is because we grew up. I call it grew up. I've been trading it about 3 years, but I grew up trading prop accounts and trading with these $50,000 prop accounts. Your daily profit goal is $3,000. So this strategy is trying to make $3,000 on one trade. Looking at the statistics, and that's what we look at all the time, is data. Again, I was an engineer for a long time, so that was one of my main goals, is looking at data all the time. And you hardly ever get projects done because people need more information constantly. So you have to dig deep sometimes, but we dig deep in the data here too with these bots. And the percentages of taking 10 contracts is not too bad. So that's what we keep track of, is its win rate. And this one, we post it every week in our Discord. Try and remember. I don't remember what the ES was last week, but we can take a look. So we have a daily results channel where Rory posts his results every day, and then every week we drop in the average of our machines, and the ES one-day pass last week came in at 57% win rate. That's one heck of a good win rate. That's a little better than flipping a coin, which is awesome. All right, let's get some strategies rolling here on my live account. This one's show you my live account here. So this is a, Ninja Trader brokerage account here, and if you buy our software, quite a few people end up opening a Ninja Trader brokerage account. It's nice and easy and seamless to get it set up with our bots. But you can have other accounts too. I have Interactive Brokers. I've got TD Ameritrade. I've got, or well, that's yeah, TD Ameritrade, Schwab, and Thinkorswim, and Fidelity. But anyways, you can have multiple brokers typically service through Ninja here. But anyways, I rolled up an $841 bill so far today. So having a good day on the live account here. We got the 1-day pass going off here in front of us on the ES, just climbing smoothly today. This one might make the $10,000 bill for us. Woo, come on. Let's go, $10,000 bill. In 1 day, huh? Anybody ever done that? I haven't. Not trading futures. I take that back. I have done that, I don't want to say several times because it doesn't feel like it, but I've done it several times on prop accounts. My biggest day on prop accounts was almost 60 grand. I got $56,000 1 day. I got video to prove it. I got videos. We have a lot of videos that we do videos all the time here at Right Line Trading. We don't BS. That's my goal. Be transparent. I was in the United States Army 4 years, have a Catholic, so I got some morals I got to keep up with. But let me bring that open over here. So let's get some strategies going. Try to get this ETP going here. It didn't take a trade for me earlier. Let me try again. I restarted a few seconds ago. So I got the ETP trade copier here. I'm going to go remove this one. Boy, the market is beautiful right now. Just beautiful. Okay. A new group. We're going to run the leapfrog. Oh, leapfrog. Come on, baby. So now I'm looking for the leapfrog drone. So our bot's a little bit smarter, but the bot's a little more selective. So I always run the drone if I want to trade right now. If you want one that's kind of more set it and forget it, and hopefully in the more predictable market, it's probably used the bot. That one's a little more selective. What it does is it takes the drone trades and tries to do some mathematical modeling on the overall excursion of the movement during the drone trade, and then does some math on it and tries to deliver the next trade of the bot with the adjustments that it just learned from the drone trades. So that's the technology we have going on behind the scenes. But for live trading here, we're going to run the drones, and they usually make more money too, the drones, but they're not usually as accurate. That's the downside. So it's a little bit of a downside, but they trade a lot more frequently. So now I'm just going to go find my my accounts over here. So here's a live account. Let's go find a PA account here somewhere. Let's see. Da-na-na-na-na-na. So we got some Right Line funding accounts we can run. Got some Apex accounts here. Got a couple of Here we go. So then I bring them over. Got a lot of action going on here. That leapfrog might be weighted down. Hauling a huge wagon here. Let's go leapfrog. So then I click these on. Hit save. Keep my fingers crossed. Hit this on. Go check the accounts. Oh, it was in a trade already. See, and that's what I did earlier. It was in a trade already. So this is going to be a good example. I don't know what it does when it's in a trade. So this is it's new for me. This trade copier, just learning how to use it. It's a platformless trade copier. That means it can attach to, you know, here I got a live account and prop accounts from 2 different companies, so it can do a lot of heavy lifting. Close out of that leapfrog trade here. So we'll see if it'll jump in on the next trade, but not optimistic because I kind of started it when it was running, so I'm not sure how it will be able to manage that. We'll see. And I decided to jump in the ring here with a red candle on the ES, the only red candle today. Not a good idea. Got to trust my little leapfrog over here, though. Having a nice pullback on the futures market's kind of the name of the game. Again, running the leapfrog here. So this is a leapfrog drone. I'm hopeful if it jumps in a trade down here that it will launch one off into every one of these, but we'll have to just wait and see in a second here. The leapfrog takes quite a few trades. That's why I like to trade it. Got 3 triggers on it. A, B, and C. 3 different technical setups that it takes. And it's up $1,000 today. Took a nice signal B long trade right here. It handled this little bit of a pullback though. And then it's in another long B trade. Just stopped out there. Caught a nice signal C right here going long. Right there was a signal B entry. Made that 1 day pass again. That's 2 for 2 today for the old ES ODP. ODP's up 6 grand. This thing might make the leaderboard on Right Line Funding if it was running on one of these accounts over here. Oof. Oof. That's going to sting. If someone makes 5 of those, it's going to sting my pocketbook. Old Dan T took a little pinch out. Old Dan T got himself $1,000. Dan, if you're out there, I know you replied one time, but yeah, if you can, look for that email from RiseWorks, riseworks.io. They're the funding company that I use to send the payments. Come to find out, a lot of prop firms use Rise, so I wanted to use the same thing that others use. So I think they can eventually see how much money we pay, which is cool, so that you can keep track of, you know, how well your prop firms, you know, keeping the payments going out to the community. I saw KT was here. She caught herself $1,000 bill. Got KT in the lights over here. Hey, Sonia. For me, it's kind of a toss-up. Those iBots can run crazy, but the downside of them is they're only open from 9:30 to 4. So if you like to trade outside of, I'll call it New York Stock Exchange hours, futures exchange really, but um, the market internals aren't available. So those markets aren't open, which is interesting. But anyways, so um, they're only, and I call it alive. I know that sounds terrible. Uh, they're only alive from 9:30 to 4. Um, but no, I trade the heck out of them. Usually, the they can fly. A lot of them we have set up with two contracts, so they really can run up the score quickly, and you really want them to trade when the market is fully hot. So it's kind of a way to scale up. Um, but kind of pay attention. Me and Rory were all down because, like I said, everybody we're doing a workaround for the kinetic data feed because that data feed's $85, and they did a little bit of a rug pull on us. So they did it to everybody. I've got other friends in the community here, and David Wise, works for us and such, and they did it to him, they did it to Rory, they did it to it seems like everybody that I've met so far. So we needed to come up with a workaround, but they're both just as smart, except the iBots are they have all the AI technology plus the market internals. That's the big difference. So it's really an AI bot plus market internals. So if you have the money, that's the one to buy. But if you want a good solid one, the AI, I trade them. You probably watch Rory trade them too every morning, or whenever they're showing signs of strength. That's what the way we play them. So that's kind of my 2 cents. I was looking for this when I was manually trading while I was working as an engineer. I was manually trading every morning from like 9:30 to 10:30 at least, taking the high flyers and all momentum. And I was looking for software that had something that was similar. And that's how I found the software. I was like, oh my, this is exactly what I was looking for. I want to automate it. I was trying to automate it for myself. So that's where this thing has kind of spawned from is, I was looking for something to take the pressure away and something to do it technically because I was just gambling. I was gambling. Well, I don't mind gambling. I gamble all the time. I love gambling. But having something that's looking at the technicals for me is superior now because I don't even have to gamble, which is awesome. Um, Takes the pressure off me. I can worry about other stuff right now, like talking to you guys, making sure this thing's working over here. If I was having to manually trade too, that's a whole nother thing to handle. So we got a little pullback on the NQ coming back to 24.9. We're a long ways off the VWAP on the ES over here. About as far extended as we got on Friday. So I do a lot of measurement here, typically, behind the scenes. Always kind of like to see how far these moves are extending and kind of, what potentially the the amount of stop loss that we need in our strategies. You can reverse engineer success, which is unbelievable. But it's not always perfect. It's not always perfect. But we can see how far these moves go, and we can see where we would have taken entries or where we did take entries, which is really cool. So The ES went down 95 ticks. And I look at ticks because that's the increment that the futures move in. Is it's called ticks. 4 ticks in 1 point. Took Sergio like 2 weeks to teach me that. I still have to keep thinking about it. 4 ticks. It's like 4 quarters. He was like, "Oh, it's 4 quarters and $1." I said, "Okay, thank you." 4 quarters. Okay. So there's 4 ticks and a point. And what we see along the edge here is points. So it does make it tricky. What we see over here is points, which is interesting. I got the Leapfrog drone tuned in here, hopefully, being my leader account for a full anchor load here. Got a live account, 2 right line funding prop accounts. These ones are Profit King challenges. I've got 2 Apex evals and then 1 Apex performance account. So I got a wagon loaded full here. Oh, Leapfrog drone is just waiting for the right setup here. We've got 3 entries, A, B, or C. So right now we're set up for an A entry. This is the A and B entry indicator down here. This one's our modified Laguerre. So I can watch this and kind of know what might happen next. For discretionary traders, it's one of the ultimate tool setups here. You can program a cross on the screen if you want, and it will show it every time that entry comes up. Very powerful. I'll do it really quick here while there's a little lull in the market. I'm going to go to indicators. Now the indicator screen opened. I'm going to look here for the cross indicator. I don't have it down there. So we have a tool chest here. These are all of our proprietary indicators, all the ones that I bought. And we've developed this cross indicator recently. RLM cross indicator right here. Add this guy down here. So now I'm going to go load a template. What that's going to do, it's going to pre-fill all these strategy parameters. So if you match your same strategy parameters here in this cross template, it will be the identical setup that's looking at behind the scenes there. So I know those strategy parameters by heart here for the Leapfrog. So I'm matching them up. Signal A, we look for a red or green on the 50 that you were looking at, Sonia. That 50, we got to make sure that we got alignment. If we're going short, it's got to be red on the 50. If we're going long, it's got to be green for our signal A. So we don't allow it if it's the opposite. We also got to clear the pivots and the volume zones here that we draw on the chart. So this is always the rubber match, I call it. It's where price rejected last time. We try to stay away from those. Try to keep enough clearance between those rubber match zones. They're tempting though. Some people like pivot breaks. Miller Time likes to steer clear. We'll get in another trade somewhere else. We already know better. That one already bumped you in the head one time. Why? Why do you need to get bumped twice? Why? Some people need to get bumped twice. All right, so I'm just matching my leapfrog strategy parameters back here for my cross. So I'm going to enable this guy in a split second here. And it's going to draw a red cross and a green cross everywhere that there was an entry. So we just had a green signal A there that failed on us. Except we're not looking at this strategy though, or I'm sorry, this chart. We're looking at a 30 range. Looking for a signal A entry here on the NQ if we're gonna ever jump back in the ring here. This is the part of trading that's one of the hardest. Got my live account. I'm up 841 so far today. Right line funding. Want to congratulate Dan Tomaselli one more time. Danny T pulled in $1,000 bill on Friday for the Profit King Challenge. He pulled in a whopper. We've got this thing now daily. Daily you can get paid. I'm willing to pay you a $500 check this afternoon, this evening, after 5 o'clock, if you can climb that leaderboard there and put a $10,000 bill on the board. Right here, we got a $2,000 intraday trailing drawdown account. You can run 5 minis, 5 of the big dogs here. If you can exceed 10 grand, I'll send you a $500 check this evening. I call it check. I'll send you a rise payment. It's a payment of cash. Taya ran us for a bunch of money. Taya pulled in 19, 15. How many more? Oh, I didn't have more room there. He's pulled in a few more. Taya has pulled in some big checks from us here, right line funding. KT, there you are. Right there. Way to go, Katie. She pulled in a big dog. She was the first Profit King Challenge. Yeah, you got 1K. That's what I'm talking about. You traded really good. I mean, that was impressive. We put it in Discord. She had a big trade. One beauty. KT, do you remember how much that was? All right, we're looking for a signal A here, popping out of the box. This Laguerre, if we can get a little momentum here for the good guys. We'll see if this ETP is going to work for me. I might have to resort to building a few here. I think I'm going to run out of time, though. Hey, Tyson, let's take a look. I don't see him on my leaderboard. Let's go down in the dungeon here. Oh, Steven might be in the dungeon. Not running the iBots right now because of the data. Wow, where is Steven? Huh. Wow, these are the only bots not doing good so far. We only got 4 in the red, it looks like. Oh, Steven ain't trading. Something's not kosher here. Steven's always trading. Oh, sorry, Tyson. Let me see what's going on here. Huh. Looks Looks like we got a good gold nugget trade right now. Steven is sleeping on the job. So he's awake. This means 24 or 23 hours a day. Well, you should keep making disclaimers here. We actually have it programmed to shut down at 3:59 and 30 seconds. But anyways, it trades about 22 hours a day. So I got the 2-minute velocity filter on, Tyson. That might be the thing holding it back from trading. So we developed this indicator here called velocity filter. And what I'm looking for is at least 80 ticks of movement in a 2-minute time period. So let's go take a look. That's the only reason that I see right now why it wouldn't be taking a trade. But we just got to go measure it. So I'm going to measure that. Yeah, I know. I love Steven. Steven's one of my favorites. I trade the heck out of that one. So yeah, let's go look at the, what I got to do now is look at a 2-minute time frame. And these candles have to be over 80 ticks to take a trade. $38 ticks. Yeah, their volume, the velocity, the volume is just, I don't even, it isn't even volume. It's movement. It's, the market's not moving fast enough for it right now. So that one was only 53 ticks. And the way I look at this, and, you know, we developed this indicator because I just felt like, you know, when price isn't moving, there's no sense in our bots being out there. It's almost like the grudge match is going on, but it's a tug of war and neither one of the sides are winning. So we try to sit on the sidelines, you know, when we feel like we don't have a favorable opportunity. So in this one, it's going to only play in these markets where it's really moving. Like right here, let's go measure that candle. So the way I have it set up, it's the entire candle, the wick and all. So it would have, and it stays awake for two more candles after it sees an 80 tick candle. So that one's 85 ticks. So it would have stayed awake for 2 candles after this move. So unfortunately, it's when the market sleeps, it sleeps. This is one thing that I would consider with bots is that, you know, you can put them on auto and they'll just wait for the right time, you know, where I want to trade at a certain time or or all the time. The darn thing, it won't. It won't. So it's kind of the deal. We can take away that that setting though, and let it trade like a drunk sailor again. Every time it hits a C entry, it'll take a trade. Let's do that. Just you know, and that's the way I started them. You know, just start them. We call it a raw signal, right? No filters. Just the raw signal. You know, quit getting cute. So now I don't care how big the candle is in 2 minutes. Yeah, I don't care we got bias. I do still want to keep that 50. That's You don't want to take those counter trenders too much. It's all right. Now old Steven's a little more of a drunk sailor. Okay, yeah, you got gold on. Let's take a look at that gold chart again. I think I still might have it built. Yeah, I do. Oh shit, you're right. Look at that bad boy. All right, the gold nugget's launching. Let's get it going over here. I'll show you how to add a new strategy. Okay, the gold nugget just dropped in long again here. Oh, we're running out of time. David Y is knocking on the door here. We caught the law of the market here today. I'm sorry about that. We were running big time earlier. Not big time. Actually, it was a nice, smooth climb. Really nice on the ES. Just beautiful move. Tyson, good call on gold. I know I ran out of time here, but I'm gonna get I'm gonna get this gold going here real quick. Template load. So I just loaded this gold the other day, the gold nugget. Let's put some gold in the live count. All righty, we got the gold nugget here. Oh, we're gonna take a long trade, gold nugget. Tyson, thanks for joining. Tell me more next time. Sounds like you're a good trader. Like to hear a little bit of insight. We got the gold nugget running here. We're gonna drop in our live account in a split second. Guarantee. Come on, baby. Next push to the upside here. This is my favorite one to trade because the
Right, so we're on a TSM for a decent profit, $1.03 a contract. So about roughly $1 a contract. I'll take that this just a quick intraday trade today. And watching our other positions, UNH this morning up about $4.50 now, back up into the gap again. I still like this UNH. Still like this UNH. We got 330 calls on it, $15. It's trading at 341 right now, 341. And these things go out to October 3rd. So a couple weeks on these. I don't know what they're actually going at right now. Let's see. UNH. Yeah, they're going for $15.45 right now. $15.45. So about $45 a contract on those things. I have that debit spread on it as well. I paid $1.07 for it. They're going for $1.20 right now. UNH. GNRC trying to get back above